Welcome back to the Brad Rach channel.
I'm Rach.
And I'm Brad, and we are continuing
Choked on my vitamin.
to, you okay?
I'm okay.
Recap our epic RV road trip that we took. If you need to catch up, I'll put it in the iCard right here. Watch episode 2, I guess.
Right.
And then 2 will have a link to 1. So you can just go backwards.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Today
we start with arriving to Disney World.
Camp Wilderness. Is it Camp or Fort?
Fort.
Fort Wilderness. It's confusing because we know of a Camp Wilderness in Missouri. That's a United Methodist, like, camp. Summer camp kind of thing.
While we talk, we'll also be testing out markers. So what do you do with the ones that are like the Color Wonder?
Yeah, those just are separate. So we just need to pull them out and put them in a separate pile.
Okay.
And then there's some that are stamps, and those need to go in a separate pile as well.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
You could not, I don't think you could have been more upset when we pulled into Fort Wilderness. If the stamp one's dead, trash.
Okay.
Do you want to explain why? Do you want to recap the drive?
It was dicey. It was getting real bad. I don't know what particularly was really bad right then. I think the babies were both crying. We pull in, and man, the folks there are so kind and nice. They just want to like really give you the pickle when you're checking in and just tell you all the stuff. And I could hear, so both of the babies were crying. I think one of them.
If they're good, where are we putting them? Right here?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good call. It doesn't make sense to put them back in.
Right.
I could just hear you up there like laughing and chatting, and both of the babies were screaming, and like, I just wanted to get there. And I almost walked up and was like, is there any way we can just like go park and then come back and get all the info that we need? Because it wasn't pertinent to parking.
No.
It was all kinds of other random stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't like she was giving us info that we needed to know to get to our spot.
Right, yeah, because that took like 2 minutes.
Exactly. So that's why I was getting frustrated. It's like, obviously everybody in this RV is upset. Why are we sitting here for,
and she
felt
could,
like 10 minutes.
She could definitely hear it.
Yeah.
For one thing, it was really loud because everybody was crying. But for two, she kept on saying,
I know you're in a hurry.
I know you're in a hurry. I'm going as fast as I can.
I guess she probably is required to say all the things.
Right.
And you said a couple times too, like, we've been in the RV all day. Like I remember hearing you say, like you were trying.
Right, like we got 5 kids under 5.
Yeah, we've been in this RV all day. We're just ready to get there.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, so anyway, pulling in was a little heated, we'll say.
If, like every time I looked back, I was getting the death stare.
Yeah, you just started to not look back.
Exactly. Like, what do you want me to do?
Right.
The gate is narrow.
What do you want me to do? I can't pull forward anymore.
So anyway, we get there. And...
Most magical place on earth.
Yeah, exactly. So we get the paperwork, we proceed. There's a designated area that you pull off and unhook your car. And so we did that, and then Rachel followed me to our RV site. The physics to get to our RV site were, I mean, I had to be on my A game, let's just say that.
It was narrow.
I don't think we videoed it, did we? Unfortunately.
I think I might have got a video, maybe. If we have it, we'll put it in.
You definitely got a video that said like, we're here.
Yeah, I think I did one where I was following you. because I...
Yeah, you did.
So yeah, we get to our site and it takes... We were stupidly trying to get the RV like perfectly situated on our site, which wasn't very big.
Well,
I'll tell you
that's not stupidly.
Well, stupidly, because we weren't at our site at all. Like, we didn't hang out at our RV at all. Like, we thought the kids were gonna ride their scooters, and so we wanted the most patio possible, and like get the RV over on the gravel part as much as possible. So like Brad was going forward and back a lot, trying to get that.
But luckily,
as I was guiding you, I was holding both babies.
I was gonna say, at least luckily the girls were out of the car seats and nobody was crying.
No, but my arms were cramping.
Rachel was crying.
I was holding legit like almost 40 pounds of dead weight, and like my phone, and like running to the front and to the back, trying to figure out like if you could pull forward any more and which way you needed to go. And I mean, it was. That's like parking an RV. It's rarely just really cool and calm and collected.
Exactly.
It's pretty high intensity.
Right.
And then the big kids, like we just need to leave them in their car seats when we're parking because they're everywhere.
They want to be in the action.
Yeah.
Bring the action.
Do you want to talk about like the conversation I tried to have right when we got to the park?
Oh yeah, so Rachel comes running up to me. She's like, Brad, you barely were missing the cars and the trees on your driver's side. Like you should have scooted over.
Yeah, it was the driver's side.
And it was the heat of the moment, so I wasn't thinking. And so I'm just annoyed that Rachel's like trying to tell me how to drive the RV.
Which is not what I was trying to do.
But that's what it seemed like.
I'm sure it did.
But
I just wanted it, while it was fresh on my mind, I wanted him to know that like if he felt like he was too close on the passenger side, he wasn't. There was a ton of room on the passenger side, and the top of the RV, like the trees were arching over the road, and the top of the RV was coming inches from some of the trees. But so I just wanted you to know that like, hey, when you're driving in, if you felt like you were too close on the right, you had a lot of room. So like just as a teaching moment before I forgot. But yeah, of course sorry about that.
Oh no, I mean,
hey, we still have these. We got these when we lived in the other house.
Oh yeah,
down the road. Good. Yeah, these are fun. And these are good too.
Yeah, so next time, I mean, just like if you want to give me a tip, just wait 1 or 2 hours.
Okay. Noted.
But also, the reason why I'm close on the driver's side.
Yeah, once you explained it, it made sense.
Is because I can actually see. I can see everything. So I'm intentionally getting close to the driver's side because I know how close I can get. And you can't see as well on the passenger side, so you don't know like how close you're going to get to objects. So I'm always going to hug my side.
Makes perfect sense.
To where I know that I'm not going to hit anything, and I'm going to give myself as much room as possible. Look at all those crayons.
It's a lot of crayons. I think we should pull out like
that's way too many.
2/3 of them and put them in a bag for when we need more.
Yeah, good idea.
Thank you.
So anyway, so we get into our site, and it is a tight squeeze. You know, when I was driving, so there's different loops. There's like big loops of probably like 75 RVs per loop, and there's a bunch of them scattered around Disney. And
if you're familiar with Disney, you probably would like to know what loop we were in.
Yeah, so we were in loop 300, which was pretty close to, they called it a premium loop because it's pretty close to the pool and the boat launch that took us to Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, it was a great location.
Yeah, definitely.
No complaints, because we were pretty much equidistant from the boat and the pool, and we went to both things, like a decent amount. So it would have been.
But we were definitely the biggest RV in our loop.
But which we didn't really realize.
Right. Well, as I was driving in, I was like, you know, kind of paying attention and looking around and being like, man, these are all pretty small. And
really?
Yeah, and like
I didn't notice.
These spaces are pretty small.
Yeah.
So anyway, like looking back on it, we made the reservation when we had our smaller Class C, which was 32 foot, and our current one's 42 foot. So.
And they're all like categorized by size. Of course, like the smaller, narrower roads with the trees are for the smaller rigs.
Right, exactly.
So we were not supposed to be in that loop. Barely fit.
Yeah, somehow
Luckily we didn't get in trouble, like getting in there, you know?
Yeah, exactly, because like, it would have been a nightmare trying to get out.
Oh my gosh. At least, yeah, you would have just had to back out probably if you got to a tree that was too
Yeah,
low.
right.
So yeah, we were walking around later and came across a couple different loops that were all giant Class A's.
Right.
With huge spots. Like amazing spots. With
Right.
More toots. Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Ada's
two
just been
spots
tooting and
available here,
Elsie's just been
Rachel.
cracking up.
There's 3 spots.
So we figured out
Look how
that
big that spot is.
we figured out that we had such a hard time parking because we are in,
They don't have fire pits though.
we're in with the, she's
Smaller
just cracking
rigs.
up. We're in with the smaller rigs because we booked this when we had our Class C and then we never changed our reservation. So we are in the loop with all the Class A's now and realizing how Elsie's just, she thinks it's
Uh-oh.
hilarious.
Look at those ankle biters.
Realizing how much bigger these spots are than ours. And Brad, he was puckering up trying to get to our spot
Yes, I will.
with that big rig. You almost took out a few trees and another vehicle.
Oh, please. I knew
saying.
exactly what I was doing.
Just saying.
grills and like giant patios and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and we didn't use our site much at all.
Yeah, it's not like we needed it. It would just have been a heck of a lot easier parking.
Yeah, we had a lot more room.
Right.
But it's fine. I mean, when we go back, we'll know. And
Yeah.
also when we go back, we'll know to book more time at the park.
Exactly.
At the campground.
So that first night, we kind of just walked around and
Went to the pool.
went to the pool. Actually, Carrie flew in.
Carrie got there that
Carrie
night.
met us.
Yeah.
Our babysitter, our nanny, she flew in and
We went
got
to
us
Orlando and Ubered
from the airport.
from the airport to us.
Yeah, it worked out great.
Yeah, it did. It worked out perfect because we wanted to go to the pool, but the babies were like ready to go to bed not long after we got there. So like, actually, we like walked around a little bit and I carried them for naps. And then we ended up putting the babies down. Carrie was there, and so Carrie stayed at the RV with the babies and we could go to the pool with the big kids. So it was just like, it was so awesome that we were able to do that because it paid off right away.
Right.
That like we wouldn't have been able to do that, or just Brad would have taken the big kids and I would have been stuck at the RV with the babies, and
Exactly.
one of us would have missed out. And it was fun going swimming with them.
Yeah, and our RV is big enough that Carrie had the entire living room to herself, like after bed, you know, because
We did it differently this time.
Lyndle and Eloise actually shared a bed on a bunk bed. Bear had the top bunk, and then
Yeah.
obviously Rachel and I are in our room with the baby's pack and play in front of our bed.
It won't work this way forever, but while they're really small, like Lyndle and Eloise are both small, and I know how they sleep, and they both sleep. Eloise sleeps on her belly with her knees underneath her, so she takes up about this much room when she's asleep.
Yeah.
And Lyndle's, I mean, she's a little bit more sprawled out sometimes, but she also like will tuck her knees up. And before we left, I was like, I think we need to have the kids all on the bunk beds, because in the past we've done one on, I don't know what we've even done.
Well, we've
Like Lyndle and Eloise slept in the,
I was gonna say we've had them share, and so we only used one bunk.
Anyway, so nobody cares.
and nobody
about that.
cares. Yeah.
But anyway,
But it made it so that Carrie had her own
Right.
whole space.
it just worked out great.
Yeah, it did.
And
So Fort Wilderness is awesome.
the pool has this giant slide that Lyndle and Bear just could not get enough of.
That's all they did at the pool.
I hear Rachel screaming. There she goes! Nice.
Down and
Over
up
and
and
over
down
and
and
over
up
and
and
over
down
and
and
over
up
and
and down and up and down and up.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was great.
Yeah.
So that wore them out.
Yes, I went down it one time. Did you do it more than once?
Yeah, I did it multiple times.
Did you? Fun.
And
Oh,
they-
it was cute because like Bear was getting in trouble. The lifeguards were yelling at him for going, like it had a light at the top that turned red when somebody went, and then it turns green when you can go. And I guess Bear kept like going too fast.
He would go right behind the other kid.
Yeah, so the light was still green because it hadn't turned red yet from the person. So he was coming out like a second after the person in front of him.
And he would be like, it was green, it was green.
Everybody's yelling at him and he's like, it was green.
Poor guy.
Yeah, he didn't, I mean, he just took it literally.
Right.
That was funny.
Well, I guess let's just talk a little bit more about Fort Wilderness, and then that'll be the entire vlog.
Okay.
So next time we go to Disney World in the RV, which if we move either to, well, we haven't even talked about that.
No.
If we move to Florida, Orlando's gonna be a heck of a lot closer, obviously, like 6 hours from Pensacola.
It doesn't sound like we're moving to Florida though. It sounds like we're moving to Georgia.
Do we want to say that?
Sure.
I guess it's.
Yeah, why not?
We'll talk about that in an upcoming vlog.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in our Pensacola vlog.
It's not a very long story.
So anyway, either place, it's gonna be a heck of a lot closer.
So we're definitely going to go there again.
And we can just go to the RV park. Like,
Yeah.
we don't even need to go to Disney
the parks. Well, they also have like Disney Springs, which I think is like, it's not, you don't have to have a ticket to get in there, right? The downtown Disney thing.
I have no idea. I wouldn't think so, but I don't
think
know.
there's things that you can do without a ticket. But even if we went to a park for just like a day, or did a park hopper and just had one day that I don't know. We'll see.
Like if we did Epcot and Animal Kingdom.
Yeah,
Right.
that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Because we didn't do Epcot this past time.
No.
And Hollywood Studios we didn't do either.
That's
like
true.
we missed a bunch of characters.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But
We'll definitely be going back and spending more time at the park.
So
and
go.
the last night we were there, they had every night I think they have a campfire and music, live music, with a guy playing his guitar, a big campfire, and then after they do the music and campfire and marshmallows and stuff, then the fire keeps going and they have a movie that plays on a big outdoor screen.
Right.
So that was really fun. I did that by myself for a little bit while Bear was tearing up the arcade. And we brought all of our, oh, these are neat crayons.
Oh, those are cool.
We brought all of our s'more stuff. So you just bring your own s'more stuff and cook it on the fire. It's really cool.
And also they have a farm. So they do like carriage rides around Fort Wilderness. So a bunch of horses.
Yeah, I wish we could have seen that.
Let's see.
They have like Cinderella's horses. They're themed, like it all goes with the theme.
Yeah, we need to check that out.
Yeah.
And then obviously they have shuttles to the parks, and then like a boat ride we took to Magic Kingdom.
Which you could just do that as a boat ride. If you're not going to Magic Kingdom, you could just ride the boat.
Yeah, I don't know why you would do that.
Just for a boat ride, I guess.
Just for a boat ride.
Yeah, it's a really awesome park. We'll definitely be going back.
Right, for sure. Okay, well that's day 1 at Fort Wilderness. Our next vlog, we'll actually talk about going to Disney World. We'll see you tomorrow.